Have you ever looked at a woman in your life and wondered a painful question? Does she really love me? Or am I just convenient for her right now? Because here's the brutal truth. A woman can smile at you. She can talk to you every day. She can even sleep next to you and still not love you deeply. But when a woman truly loves you, when her nervous system chooses you, when her emotions attach to your presence, when you become a psychological home to her, her behavior changes in very specific ways. Not dramatic ways, not movie-style ways, but subtle, invisible, psychological ways. And in this video, I'm going to reveal 7 things women do only when they love you madly, not when they like you, not when they are bored, not when they enjoy attention, only when the attachment is real. And if you recognize even 2 or 3 of these signs in your relationship, you will never doubt her feelings again. So before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me until the end, because the final sign is the one most men misunderstand completely. Let's begin. 1. She becomes emotionally calm around you, not emotionally excited. Most men believe love looks like excitement. They think, if she laughs loudly with me, if she flirts a lot, if she seems energetic, if she shows strong emotion, then she must be deeply in love. But real emotional attachment works in the opposite direction. When a woman truly loves you, her nervous system relaxes around you, not fires up. Think about this carefully. Attraction creates tension. Love dissolves tension. When she loves you deeply, you will notice something very strange. She doesn't perform for you anymore. She doesn't try to impress you. She doesn't feel the need to constantly entertain the interaction. Her body slows down. Her voice softens. Her movements become less guarded. Her breathing becomes slower when she sits next to you. This is not boredom. This is emotional safety. Psychologically, her brain has categorized you as safe connection. And safety is extremely rare for women. That is why she starts showing you her tired side, her quiet side, her unfiltered side, the version of her that is not trying to be chosen anymore. A woman who only likes you still tries to win your attention. A woman who loves you deeply feels she already belongs emotionally, and this changes how her entire nervous system behaves in your presence. If you notice that she becomes calmer when you walk into the room, that is not loss of attraction. That is emotional bonding. 2. She unconsciously mirrors your emotional state. When a woman truly loves you, her emotions begin to synchronize with yours. Not logically, neurologically. You can see this very clearly if you pay attention. When you are calm, she becomes calm. When you are tense, she becomes uneasy. When you are emotionally grounded, she relaxes faster. This is called emotional attunement. And it only happens when the brain feels bonded. Here's the powerful part. She does not even realize she is doing it. Her nervous system is tracking your internal state and adjusting itself to match. That is how deep attachment works. This is why your emotional self-control becomes incredibly important when a woman loves you. Because you stop affecting only yourself. You begin affecting her internal world. This is also why emotionally unstable men slowly damage emotional attraction without understanding why. When you constantly complain, when you emotionally collapse, when you seek reassurance again and again, her nervous system starts associating your presence with emotional instability. But when she loves you deeply, you will notice something different. She looks at your face when you speak. She listens not only to your words, but to your tone. She reads your micro-expressions. She becomes emotionally sensitive to your internal shifts, because emotionally, she is already connected. This is not something you can fake. This happens only when emotional bonding is real. First, she protects your emotional dignity, even during conflict. Here is one of the clearest psychological signs of deep love. When a woman truly loves you, she does not try to humiliate you when she is angry. She may still be upset. She may still express frustration, but she does not intentionally attack your identity. She does not weaponize your insecurities. She does not deliberately lower your status in front of others. She does not try to emotionally dominate you. Why? Because when she loves you, your emotional dignity becomes connected to her own self-image. Hurting your emotional core would feel like self-damage to her. This is extremely important. A woman who only likes you will not protect your emotional reputation. A woman who only enjoys you will not protect your vulnerability. But a woman who loves you deeply will still argue with respect, even when she is emotional. even when she is overwhelmed, even when she is frustrated, because psychologically, you are part of her emotional identity now. This is why pay attention to how she behaves when things are difficult, not when everything is easy. Conflict reveals attachment more than affection ever will. 4. She becomes interested in your inner struggles and not only your success. When a woman is only attracted to you, she is drawn mostly to your strengths, your confidence, your competence, your achievements, your social value. But when she loves you deeply, her attention slowly shifts from your achievements to your internal world. She begins asking different kinds of questions. Not, "What are you doing next?" But, "Are you okay lately?" Not, "How was your day?" But, "You seem quieter than usual. Did something happen?" She becomes curious about what hurts you, what pressures you, what confuses you, what emotionally drains you. And this is very important. She does not ask these questions to fix you. She asks because emotional connection creates emotional responsibility. She feels connected to your internal state. This is also why emotionally mature women become deeply attached to men who are emotionally self-aware, not emotionally dramatic, emotionally aware. If she gently checks your emotional condition without making it about herself, that is not just care. That is emotional bonding. 5. She naturally includes you in her future without making a big announcement. One of the biggest mistakes men make is waiting for a dramatic statement. "I see a future with you. I want to build my life with you. I want to grow old with you." But women who truly love you rarely announce the future directly. They integrate you into it. You will hear it in small sentences, small decisions, small assumptions. Things like, "We should go there someday. You would like this place. When we move. When you meet my family again." Notice something important. She does not ask. She assumes. You are already psychologically placed inside her future timeline, and this happens quietly, subtly, without pressure, without urgency, without forcing commitment. Because when emotional bonding is real, the brain automatically extends the emotional attachment forward in time. This is not planning. This is emotional projection. She sees you continuing. That is love. 6. She allows you to see her emotional weakness without trying to stay attractive. This is a powerful one, and it is also one of the most misunderstood signs of real love. When a woman only wants your attraction, she hides emotional vulnerability. She stays composed. She keeps emotional control. She carefully manages how you see her. She protects her image, not because she is fake, but because attraction requires emotional self-protection. She does not want to look unsure. She does not want to look emotionally unstable. She does not want to look like she needs you. So she edits herself. She filters her emotions. She shows you only the version of herself that feels safe to present. But when she loves you deeply, something inside her shifts. She allows emotional exposure, not in a dramatic way, not with emotional chaos, not with attention-seeking behavior, but in a quiet, private, unguarded way. She may cry in front of you, not because she wants comfort, but because she no longer feels the need to hide pain. She may admit confusion, not because she wants you to solve her life, but because she trusts you with her uncertainty. She may admit fear, not to be rescued, but to be emotionally seen. She may admit emotional insecurity, not to lower herself, but because she no longer feels she must perform strength around you. And here is the most important psychological detail. She does not immediately apologize for being emotional. She does not say, "Sorry, I shouldn't be like this." She does not rush to fix the moment. She does not suddenly laugh it off. She does not try to restore her image quickly. Why? Because psychologically, your presence has become emotionally safe enough for vulnerability. This is extremely rare. Most people are not safe places emotionally. Most people listen only to reply. Most people minimize feelings. Most people get uncomfortable when emotions become quiet and real. Most people feel the need to change the subject. But when a woman loves you deeply, she does not feel pressure to regulate your comfort. She allows the emotional moment to exist, and that is the real signal. Because real vulnerability is not crying. Real vulnerability is staying emotionally open, without trying to manage how you perceive her. This is something attraction alone cannot create. Attraction creates alertness. Love creates permission to be emotionally unfinished. Permission to not have everything figured out. Permission to not always be strong. And notice something very subtle. When she opens emotionally with real love, she does not emotionally dump on you. She does not overwhelm you. She does not turn you into her emotional caretaker. Instead, she simply lets you witness her inner state. That difference matters. Emotionally mature love does not ask you to fix. It allows you to understand. And this is where many men accidentally destroy emotional safety. They rush to solve. They rush to advise. They rush to correct her feelings. They rush to motivate. But when a woman allows you to see her emotional weakness, what she is actually testing is not your intelligence. She is unconsciously testing your emotional containment. Can you stay calm when she is not? Can you stay grounded when she is unsure? Can you stay present without trying to control the emotional moment? Because if you can, her nervous system marks you as emotionally safe. And emotional safety creates attachment. If she allows you to see her emotionally unfinished side, that is not weakness. That is emotional trust. And emotional trust is not built through words. It is built through how you behave when her emotional guard is down. How you listen, how you respond, how you hold silence, how you do not judge, how you do not rush her emotional process, how you do not use her vulnerability later as a weapon. Because once a woman realizes that her emotional exposure is respected, not exploited, not minimized, not used for leverage, her attachment deepens naturally, quietly, powerfully, and without force. That is why this sign matters so much. Because when a woman allows you to see the parts of herself that are still healing, still uncertain, still fragile, it means one thing. Your presence no longer feels like something she must perform for. It feels like somewhere she can finally rest. 7. She stops trying to emotionally control the outcome with you. This is the sign almost no man understands. When a woman truly loves you, she stops trying to manipulate emotional outcomes. She stops testing you constantly. She stops creating unnecessary emotional drama. She stops playing emotional games. She becomes more emotionally direct, more emotionally honest, more emotionally simple. Why? Because she no longer feels the need to secure you psychologically. Her nervous system already feels bonded. This is extremely important. When a woman is unsure about you, she controls emotional situations. She controls availability. She controls communication rhythms. She controls emotional tension. But when she loves you deeply, she relaxes her emotional grip. Not because she cares less, but because she trusts more. And here is the part most men misunderstand. Less emotional drama is not loss of attraction. It is loss of emotional anxiety. It is emotional certainty. One final truth you must remember. If you remember only one thing from this video, remember this. Women do not fall deeply in love with men who try to impress them emotionally. They fall deeply in love with men whose emotional presence regulates their nervous system. Let that sink in. Not your words, not your compliments, not your promises, not your performance, your state, your inner climate, your emotional posture. Because every time a woman is around you, her brain is silently asking one question. Do I feel safe in his emotional world? Not safe from danger, safe from emotional chaos, safe from emotional unpredictability, safe from emotional pressure, safe from emotional instability. This is what most men completely misunderstand. You don't create deep love by doing more. You create deep love by becoming steadier. Calm creates attachment. When you don't rush to fix her emotions, when you don't panic when her mood shifts, when you don't chase reassurance, when you don't emotionally collapse when things feel uncertain, her nervous system begins to associate you with regulation, with grounding, with emotional balance. Emotional stability creates trust, not because you never struggle, but because you don't emotionally leak your struggles onto her. You take responsibility for your inner world. You don't use her as your emotional anchor. You become your own anchor. And that is incredibly rare. Consistency creates emotional safety, not intensity, not dramatic gestures, not emotional highs and lows. Consistency. Your tone stays steady. Your reactions stay mature. Your boundaries stay clean. Your behavior stays aligned with your values. She knows what emotional environment she will experience when she is with you. And the human brain craves predictable emotional environments, because predictable means survivable. And emotional safety creates love, not excitement, not manipulation, not control. Love, real love begins when her nervous system stops scanning you for danger and starts resting inside your presence. This is why the most powerful man in a woman's life is not the most dominant, not the loudest, not the most charming, but the one whose emotional presence allows her to finally exhale. So stop trying to become impressive. Become emotionally grounded. Stop trying to create attraction. Create emotional stability. Stop trying to control outcomes. Control your inner world. Because the man who can regulate himself, and when a man reaches that level of inner stability, something subtle begins to happen. His presence stops feeling unpredictable and starts feeling grounding. He doesn't chase reassurance. He doesn't panic when emotions rise. And he doesn't lose himself trying to impress. Instead, he becomes steady. And steadiness is rare in a world full of emotional chaos. Naturally, he becomes the man she feels safest attaching to. Not because he demanded loyalty, but because his emotional consistency made closeness feel secure. His calm becomes a place where tension dissolves, where overthinking quiets down, and where connection can grow without pressure. If this video helped you understand women on a deeper psychological level, then you're already ahead of most men. Because real attraction isn't about tricks or lines. It's about emotional presence, self-control, and understanding the quiet signals that shape connection. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and stay with this channel. Because everything we talk about here is designed to improve not just your relationships, but your emotional life. Here you learn how to become emotionally grounded, psychologically aware, and naturally attractive without forcing anything. And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.